Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. A huge piece of news has just dropped as Stellar Blade for PC. I feel like most of us knew that the game was ultimately going to come, but it has been confirmed for 2025. At least that is the current aim, as put out in a press release. Now, it is in a different language, so obviously people had to translate it and everything like that, but Stellar Blade is a game that I think everybody expected to come out on PC at some point. The game was a PlayStation 5 exclusive out of the reasoning that, Sony did back it, and Sony were the publishers of the game. I don't know whether or not Stellar Blade would have come to fruition without Sony's involvement. I am not a big fan of timed exclusivity deals, but I do know it's not a one-size-fits-all with timed exclusivity. Sometimes Sony does more than you think, and it's more than just throwing a bag of money like they do with FF7 Rebirth. Sometimes they help out with development, marketing, whatever the case may be. I don't know. However, I think timed exclusivity in general is kind of whack, so it was noted we are aiming for a launch in 2025. This is the piece of interesting note, considering the recent trends such as Steam's growing share of the AAA game market and the global success of Black Myth: Wukong. We expect to see more success on PC than consoles. I actually think that's true from a long-term standpoint. I think if you look at Stellar Blade's sales numbers in, let's say, 5 years from now, ultimately the PC sales share will outweigh the console sales share. Now, I don't think that'll be the case right out the gate. I might be wrong about that. I think this game is going to do incredibly well on PC, not only because Stellar Blade was well received, not only because, Eve is a fairly aesthetically pleasing character model, but you guys know that the modding scene is gonna be a little wild. And I just think from a promotional standpoint, take away from the fact that the modding scene is going to be wild, the fact that the modding scene is going to be wild is going to make this game into the discussion topic among the gaming community. It is just going to be an insane amount of free promotion. I guarantee you, and given the current climate of the world, Stellar Blade dropping in 2025, it is such perfect timing for this PC release that I think as long as there's no nonsense PlayStation Network account linking, which I don't believe there will be, on the basis that this is a shift-up developed game. It's not a first-party Sony title. It is a Sony-published game, but I think it's a case of the agreement had a timed exclusivity window. Once that exclusivity window is up, Shift-Up is free to do whatever the hell they want, and they can drop the game on PC self-published, and they'll be good to go. Given that you're not releasing physical copies, it should be pretty easy. And the game is going to sell itself. Again, I just think the timing is perfect on it, where games like this, games like Wukong are a little bit hot in terms of the social structure of society right now. I'm not trying to get my ass demonetized, you know what I mean? But, with how things are going right now in the world, I just think people gravitate towards games like Stellar Blade, towards games like Black Myth: Wukong, and we've already seen that. Look at the sales numbers for Stellar Blade on PlayStation 5. Look at the sales numbers of Black Myth: Wukong. These games are brand new, single player, $70, $60, $70 games, and they are popping off. You're talking about Black Myth: Wukong. Even if you look at that game from the lens of its stateside numbers, you can ascertain the fact that Black Myth: Wukong, a brand new IP, did orders of magnitude better than Dragon Age Veilguard, which was a established franchise for so long. Think about that for a second. That's an insane thing to think about in terms of the Steam concurrent player count. Stellar Blade is a game that I think, I'm gonna be real with you guys, I think if the promotion is on point for Stellar Blade, I think if there's no PSN account linking, I think this game cracks 100k concurrent players, even with it being a delayed release. Price it for $60, throw in the upcoming Nier DLC if you can do that, if you can figure out a deal with Square. The issue is, with a deal like that, it might be difficult and a little bit tricky because it's a collaboration piece of DLC, so I can understand if they don't want Square to eat into every single sale of Stellar Blade on PC and they release that as standalone DLC. But let's say Stellar Blade is released at $60 on PC. Let's say it comes out in the spring of 2025, given that, you know, that would be 1 year, but spring, summer of 2025, and it's priced at $60. I really do believe that the game, and it's a good PC port, let me say that. It's also a good PC port, so pretty much the basic standards of gaming, that's what I'm asking for. I think it cracks 100k concurrent players, and you might say 100k isn't that crazy. Well, 100k, it would be more than every PlayStation release on PC, even the titles like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, that did not have PSN account linking, and I believe Stellar Blade beats all of those games. Why? Because gaming is in a different time than it was in the past. Yes, God of War might be established. Yes, Horizon might be established. Spider-Man might be established. But I think Stellar Blade, with today's gaming environment, is just going to resonate at a higher level. And I just think it is going to very much be in the news cycle and the promotional cycle. Maybe I'm pushing the cart before the horse a little bit too much, but we'll see ultimately how the game turns out. I just think it's going to be a game that once it drops on PC, it's going to be streamed. Content creators are going to talk about it. And the modding scene, I don't think people will really care about the modding scene. I think the modding scene will just be a discussion point inherently promoting this game. It's all about promotion. It's all about getting into the dialogue of the gaming community, and I think Stellar Blade has a prime opportunity to do that better than a lot of the other delayed releases have done on PC. And if you look at some of the delayed releases on PC, like, what are the ones that have done the most? I guess you could look at the Sony titles. The best one is Ghost of Tsushima, and I believe that was 77,000. I do believe Stellar Blade, and I kind of saw it coming a little bit with Ghost of Tsushima, where I had been talking about that game having more anticipation and more excitement than a lot of the other PlayStation games, and ultimately that rang to be true with the concurrent player count. I think Stellar Blade is going to be even bigger than that, especially with all of the other factors, and if it's a good PC port. That's really the main thing I do worry about, the PC version being up to snuff, and you guys might think I'm being a little bit hyperbolic. I'm not saying this game is going to crack 1 million concurrent players. I'm saying 100k, which for a delayed release on PC would be incredibly successful. But I digress. Stellar Blade is a fantastic game, and as an action game from a soundtrack standpoint, gameplay standpoint, visuals, it is stunning. And on top of that, yes, I get it that the narrative didn't blow people away, but I thought it was fine. And, you know, we'll probably get a sequel. They should do a story-based expansion or an expansion with additional content, and then you can bake in, like, Stellar Blade Complete Edition for PC, and then the Nier Collab DLC can be separate. I just think that makes a lot of sense, but that's going to do it for me. Incredibly exciting news, and with the game coming to PC, I think it's going to open the avenue for a lot more people to check it out, because I just don't think, a lot of games these days, I just don't think they're going to sell people on PlayStations outright. I just think people are, you know, engaged to the platform they're on. There's a lot of people on PlayStation, but I just think that's because they're inherently console gamers. I think there's a ton of people on PC that would check out Stellar Blade, but they're inherently PC gamers, and they're not going to buy a PlayStation 5 for a game or two. That's my 2 cents. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. I know it was a lot of talk about how big I think this game is going to be on PC, but I think this is going to be another one of those eye-openers. I feel like Wukong was a big eye-opener for a lot of people on what games people want, because the Steam concurrent player number was able to be studied. Stellar Blade, on the other hand, only came out on PlayStation 5, so commercially, that game wasn't studied as much. As far as the discussion, that wasn't studied as much because it was only on PS5. Black Myth Wukong's success, a lot of that was because it was available on PC as well. I think you'll see that again with Stellar Blade. Will it be as big as if it was on day one? Absolutely not. A delayed release is always going to hurt a game, but I think this one's gonna be really big, so I think that is something to be on the lookout for. And usually, I don't know, I feel like I have my finger on the pulse on games that are gonna pop off. I mean, I was talking about Helldivers 2 a lot before the game came out, and you know, I'm wrong a lot of the times as well, but I feel like you know, Ghost of Tsushima is another one that you can sense these things where people are gravitating towards a game and they're ready for a game to come out, and Stellar Blade on PC, I feel like, is one of those games that, as long as it's a good port and no PSN account linking, I think it'll do very, very well. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.